How's it going, bits and bobs? It's your boy Pixcelation, and today we're gonna be doing something a little familiar, but with a slight twist to it. You see, I haven't been watching like any anime over the last several months, as it might be obvious that I haven't been, considering I haven't been doing any videos lately. But you know, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about anime, right? Yeah, totally. Anyway, so I have just been spending all of my time lately watching real shows like Yellow Jackets and Severance and Invincible. That's not exactly a real live-action show, but whatever. The point being is that anime has been on the bottom of my priority list lately, and I want to change that. So I thought I would do another seasonal watch or drop video. But this time we're going to be doing it a little bit differently, and by differently I mean I'm not going to be showing y'all the screen grab. It's just going to be me talking, and I'm going to show y'all the key art right next to me every time I talk about a new show. It's just going to be me and you chatting, 20 seasons of me and you chatting. You know, every day a new anime. You know how it goes. Anyway, surprisingly, a lot of people don't really know they don't really know how to keep track of these shows. And I have no life, so it is easy for me to find sources and find ways to keep up with what is coming out. But a lot of people don't. So I want to be a public service for the community. If you have ever thought, man, I really want to watch a new anime, but I just don't know what is coming out, that's what this video is meant to... That's a service that I am trying to provide with this video. So what we're looking at here is springtime anime. Spring anime that will be airing either for the first time or be returning between April, May, and June. So first things first, we have a returner. We have an anime that I never thought I would see again, but here we are with Fire Force Season 2. Holy shit, guys. Fire Force Season 3. I'm wrong. Sorry. I was just assuming a lot of things there. It's Fire Force Season 3. It is the final season, or final season part 1, should I say. There's that's a trend that's happening in anime these days. Yeah, no, this is Fire Force Season 3. This is the beginning of the end. So if you are behind, you have about, as of recording this, you have about 18 days to catch up. So, you know, you should probably go ahead and do that. But, you know, I'm really excited because I have heard a lot of good things about the final arc, or final core, final saga, if you will, of Fire Force. I don't really know anything that happens, though. It's one of those anime, one of those stories that I have willingly tried to not spoil myself about. I actually had a conversation about this with a guy at GameStop a while back. How, you know, he was kind enough not to, like, give me too many spoilers unless I asked for them, so that was nice. And I didn't really ask for many, so that was good. But, you know, I'm very, very excited to see how this all plays out, especially considering the big one that I won't say here, but if you know, then you know. But, yeah, no, it's the 3rd season of Fire Force. If you haven't started Fire Force, I highly recommend it. It is a brilliant anime. It's got some slow moments, but then again, what anime doesn't at this point? It is very it's very interesting. It's a very interesting series. I'm hoping for some revelations. I'm hoping that we don't have more questions and answers at the end of it because, you know, considering the big one, as I mentioned earlier, I want to make sure that we get what we need to enjoy the show, if that makes sense. Next up we have another continuation. This is Windbreaker Season 2. Now, I do not remember. I think I watched the first episode of the original first season. No, I did not. No, I did not. I remember. Now, I'm thinking of a different anime that I will not name here. But Windbreaker, I have not actually seen anything of that. So let's read the description here, and let's see what we're working with here. The second season of Windbreaker. Welcome back to Furin Academy, or Furin High School, sorry, an institution infamous for its population of brawny brutes who solve every conflict with a show of strength. I know several anime with that motto, or with that philosophy. Some of the students even formed a group, Bofurine, which protects the town. Haruka Sakura, a first-year student who moved in from out of town, is only interested in one thing, fighting his way to the top. It could be interesting. It's by Cloverworks. And if you've been to a con with me lately, you know that I have, Cloverworks has earned my respect back. They had a moment where I wasn't really sure if they really knew what they were doing. But they've earned their respect from me. I can't say that everything they do is gold, because it's objectively not. But, it could go either way. And frankly, I think I remember wanting to start Windbreaker when Season 1 aired. I don't remember when that was. But maybe I'll check it out. Yeah, maybe. Big maybe. Next up is a big one, though. Lazarus by Mappa. Lazarus, it's also, the director is Shinichiro Watanabe, who also helmed Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, Carol and Tuesday, the Samurai Champloo. He's a legend in anime, okay? And Lazarus is his next highly anticipated work, and I'm very excited to see what this is about. I saw the trailer and it looked really interesting. It's actually, let's read the description. Let's read the description. The year is 2052, not very far off now. An era of unprecedented peace and prosperity prevails across the globe. The reason for this, mankind has been freed from sickness and pain. Nobel Prize-winning neuroscientist Dr. Skinner has developed a miracle cure-all drug with no apparent drawbacks called Hapuna. Hapuna Matata, am I right? Hapuna soon becomes ubiquitous and essential. However, soon after Hapuna is officially introduced, Dr. Skinner vanishes. 3 years later, the world has moved on, but Dr. Skinner has returned, this time as a harbinger of doom. Skinner announces that Hapuna has a short half-life. Everyone who has taken it will die approximately 3 years later. Death is coming for this sinful world, and coming soon. As a response to this threat, a special task force of 5 agents is gathered from across the world to save humanity from Skinner's plan. This group is called Lazarus. Can they find Skinner and develop a vaccine before time runs out? So this is a very it seems to be a very suspenseful mystery anime, and I'm hoping that it is more like Cowboy Bebop than, say, it sounds like it could be like a kind of a crime syndicate kind of show, if that makes sense. I hope that it's good. I'm very excited, though, to at least check it out. But yeah, moving on from there. Oh, God. I got a long one here. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. A new season of that. And I haven't really seen that. I haven't seen that either. Honestly, it looks cute. I don't really know, though. I tend to... One thing you'll learn about me and my taste is, at least lately, I have stopped really watching anything that kind of reeks of isekai. I don't know if that actually is an isekai. I don't know. But, isekai anime have a sort of taste. And you can usually tell that it's gonna be trash from the description, because a lot of these isekai shows are just cheaply made. They are made just for trending purposes. There's no real storytelling merit behind them, and like a lot of these novelists, no, I can't even knock them. They know they're leaping on the trend so they can get their work read, because that's what's popular. But they are only writing those stories so that they can get money. And because that is popular now, the anime producers are like, hey, let's go ahead and put a whole bunch of money behind this isekai series. Everyone's gonna eat it all up, and it ends up looking like trash. It's very it's not well made at all, and yet people just continue to lap it up, and I'm just sick and tired of it. I think we need something else to come. Something else to come and not take the world by storm in anime. I mean, not first, but like, we had our phase with SAO likes. I would say .hack likes but realistically speaking, none of those online MMO anime are being what they are because of .hack. Unfortunately, as much as I love .hack, they're not doing it because of that. They're doing it because SAO took the world by storm. And then we had like a little brief phase where like everything was monster girls. That was actually kind of an interesting era. And now it's just everything is isekai. And I'm just like, look, there are some good isekai, not many though. I can probably count on two hands the number of isekai that are worth a damn. So that's just my take, and you'll find that it's usually pretty consistent. Occasionally, like I said, I reserve the right to be wrong. There are some isekai anime that are good. There are some that I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. Come on, it's well made. Overlord, ReZero. Oh, I can't even think right now off the top of my head any others. But there are a lot. I would say around 10 maybe that are actually worth watching. But generally speaking, they're all trash. So I don't watch them. Next up, we've got The Beginning After the End. This seems to be based on It's not based on a game, or maybe it's an original anime by Studio ACAT. After a mysterious death, King Gray is reborn as Arthur Leywin on the magical continent of Daikathan. Although he enters his second life as a baby, previous wisdom remains. Of course it does. Yeah, no, that's about right. He begins to master magic and forge his own path as the years go by, seeking to correct the mistakes of his past life. Okay, well, I've seen that. I actually haven't, but I know exactly what anime that's based on. There are like 5 others that have that exact same premise. Can we please stop with the isekai? It's not good, guys. Stop watching them. The only reason they keep making them is because everyone keeps watching them. It's like between that and y'all's obsession with Attack on Titan, y'all don't have any good taste. I'm sorry. Like, I know that that's the last thing I should be saying in an anime or in a video where I'm trying to get anime fans to like watch my shit, but like, I have to be real with you. Part of look, when you love someone, you want to give them the truth. And I love you guys, and I want to give you the truth. Isekai anime, Attack on Titan, they're both garbage. Stop watching them, okay? Anyway, next up we've got My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which I'm actually kind of interested in, not gonna lie, just because it is by Bones Film, and I'm not quite sure what Bones Film is. So it seems to me, based off of just a very casual research, that Bones Film is just a subsidiary of Bones, and they are going to be focusing more on movies, I guess. So, I don't know. I don't know what that means for My Hero Academia Vigilantes. I'm hoping that it means that the series will be maybe higher quality than the base MHA. I don't know. I'm curious about this one. I haven't read the manga of Vigilantes. I don't really know anything about it. I'll check it out because I'm one of those people that's still kind of into MHA. I don't really have like I'm not like in love with it. I feel like once I finished the manga, I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm just not gonna worry about it anymore. But I'm curious about what a spinoff of My Hero Academia could look like. Maybe it could be a little darker, more grittier, something that is more reminiscent of the Dark Deku arc, which I think was probably that show's best story arc. But let's look at the synopsis here. In the world of My Hero Academia, not everyone needs a license to fight for justice. In a superpowered society, there is nothing ordinary about evil anymore. Heroes trained and licensed to protect and defend the public against supervillains stand above all the rest. Not everyone can be a hero, however, and there are those who would use their powers to serve people without legal sanction. But they do fight for justice in the shadows, or for reasons only to themselves. Whatever they fight for, they are called vigilantes. Koichi Haimawari couldn't make the cut to become an official hero, so he uses his modest quirk to do good deeds in his spare time. Then one day, a fateful encounter with some local thugs leads him to team up with two other unlikely heroes. None of them really know what they're doing, but they've got the courage or foolishness to try. But they soon discover fighting evil takes more than just being brave. And I'm kind of hoping, honestly, that this is a more grounded, realistic version of My Hero Academia. One thing that I kind of not the biggest fan of with the original series is that it's not really like towards the end. All For One kept calling himself the Demon Lord, and it was just this weird fucking thing that it was so. They took they jumped the shark so bad with the realism factor, and I would love to see it just be like a street level My Hero Academia, like a just a bunch of heroes and a corrupt businessman or mobster, or kind of like the Overlord or Overload or Overhaul, that's his name, Overhaul arc. That was a really cool arc because it was just legitimately a realistic depiction of oppression and like grounded emotional catharsis. It was a really good arc, and I think that if they kind of stick to that side of My Hero Academia, I think it could be really good. If it doesn't, well, we'll find out very soon, won't we? Next up, we've got Haite Kudasai Takamine-san, which is, in translated, is please put them on, Takamine-san. You guys need Jesus. Anyway, God, sometimes I really, sometimes I hate anime, guys. Takane Takamine is the goddess of her high school. With perfect grades, athletic prowess, and unrivaled beauty, this student council president is the apple of everyone's eye, including Koshi Shirota, a below-average student with no friends or social prospects whatsoever. But he'll soon find out the secret behind Takamine's unbelievable success: her underwear. When she strips, she can undo any of her past actions. And now that Koshi knows, Takamine won't let him off so easily. Can anime creators, can they be normal for just 5 fucking minutes? Like, I genuinely I just need anime creators to be normal for 5 fucking minutes. Alright? This is becoming a problem, and I really, really, really don't appreciate it. Just make a normal fucking story. 5 fucking minutes. Please. Please. I am a 32-year-old man. This is the shit that they're trying to get me to watch. And it's not fair, man. I want more anime like Nankatsuo, like Samurai 7. Hell, like Overlord. I don't know. Just give me some actual good food. Some actual good food. Y'all are giving me Taco Bell here. Y'all, I'm asking y'all for some edible food, and y'all are giving me fucking Long John Silver's, okay? I don't... Where did I go wrong in my life? To the point where, on this day in particular, I am reading a description for an anime about a girl with magical panties. Where did I go wrong? No, seriously, go to the comments and tell me where I went wrong. Okay, next up is Witch Watch. Now, I remember I started this one, or I started this manga, I think back in 2020 or 2021, and when it was brand spanking new. And I didn't really think it was bad, but I didn't really continue watching it, or continue reading it, should I say. So let's check it out. It's by Burry Animation Studios. So it is I believe Byberry was the company that took over for Quintessential Quintuplets. I think they did season 2 and the movie and the specials 2 for that series. They also did the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, and Grisaia Phantom Trigger, if that means anything to you. Morihito Otogi, a high school student who comes from a lineage of ogres, enjoys a peaceful, ordinary life until his childhood friend Nico moves in with him. Nico is a witch in training and chooses Morihito to be her familiar. While Nico is thrilled to reunite with her old friend and crush, Morihito is tasked with the perilous duty to protect her from a foretold calamity. Between the unpredictable chaos caused by Nico's magic and the awkwardness of sharing a home, their lives become a whirlwind of supernatural hijinks and threats. So yeah, I mean, seems cute, seems interesting, worth at least one episode, I would say. It does sound a little bit like Flying Witch. I don't know if it gets any deeper than Flying Witch did. Hopefully it gets more than one season, unlike Flying Witch. So, that should be interesting. I think I'll check that one out. Next up, we've got Kowloon Generic Romance by Arvo Animation. What did Arvo do? Arvo... Returner's Magic should be special. Monster Girl Doctor. Oh, they did We Never Learn. Okay, Bokuben. They did Bokuben. That's interesting. I need to finish Bokuben. Welcome to Kowloon Walled City, a dystopian townscape where the people are brimming with nostalgia and where the past, present, and future converge. Amid the hidden emotions and extraordinary daily lives of the men and women working in its confines, a tale of romance begins to unfold for real estate agent Reiko Kujirai, one that feels as familiar as Kowloon itself. That's actually really interesting. That's surprising. It's like a rom-com set in a dystopian hellscape, kind of, and I'm very curious how that works. That seems like a very strange mix of genres, and I'm wondering how well it fits, if that makes sense. What does it... It's based on a manga, so that, hey, you know, honestly, this could be a winner. If it's good, we'll find out, I guess. Next up, we've got From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, and how much you want to bet this is going to be one that I immediately am like, I'm good. Beryl Gardenant, a self-proclaimed humble old man, is a sword instructor in his dojo at a rural backwater village. In his younger years, he dreamed of glory as a master swordsman, but those days are long behind him. Out of the blue, he receives a visit from a famous former pupil who brings him world-shattering news. He's been appointed as a special instructor for the Knights of the Liberian Order. With his life now turned upside down, Beryl travels to the capital and reunites with some of his former students, elite knights, an ace wizard, and even an adventurer who's attained the highest guild rank possible. But why do they all want his tutelage? As far as he's concerned, they clearly don't need him anymore. Can Beryl live up to his new position, and will he ever get a moment's peace away from his adoring students? That's another trope that I'm very tired of in anime, it's basically just a bunch of D&D campaigns that are all half-baked. They're all set in this adventurer's realm. Let's just see what wacky shenanigans our characters can get up to. And I'm like, you know what? Look, I'm sorry. I understand that like shows like Critical Role and like Dimension 20 are like really popular right now. But the reason those two shows work is because the people involved are entertainers by heart. They are by nature, that's their job, is entertainment, being funny, being compelling, being good writers, being good actors. That's why they work. It's not because D&D might be fun, but you can't just get 7 million people to watch your show of you and your friends just playing D&D. You have to be good at entertainment. You got to be good at acting. You got to be good at entertaining. And unfortunately, all of these shows that are basically just D&D campaigns set in the stereotypical D&D world, they're not good because there's a disconnect there. There's a disconnect that these anime creators, they just and these mangaka, they just don't. They're not in it for the love of it. They're not in it to entertain. They're in it to make a cheap buck. Okay, truth of the matter is they're in it to make money, and it's diluting the purity of creativity. You know, like, I'm not gonna sit here and lecture y'all about the creativity is dead or whatever, but like, for real though, it's very frustrating as someone who has an actual creative story that I'm trying to get out there, and it continues to just, everyone doesn't seem to be responding well to it, or not seeing it, or whatever. And then there's these stupid ass anime that do plots that are so fucking half-baked, and it's just like, how the fuck, how? Like, come on. That's a subtle plug. I'm making a game. Go look up Chaos Texture Games if you're curious. Anyway, next up we've got long Japanese title. What is this called? The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. No thanks. I'm just not gonna bother. No. No. Next up, we got Sword of the Demon Hunter, Kijin Gentosho. Okay. In the Edo period, there was a shrine maiden called Itsukihime in the mountain village of Kadono Jinta, a young man who acts as the shrine maiden's guardian despite being a stranger, encounters a mysterious demon who speaks of the far future in the forest where he went to defeat it. From Edo to the Heisei era, this huge Japanese fantasy series follows a demon man who travels through time while continuously questioning the meaning of wielding a sword. Okay, that almost lost me, but that's curious. So it's not about Jinta, it's about the demon who travels through time. Okay. I'm curious. Color me curious. That actually might be all right. And the first episode's an hour long, so that's kind of neat. That almost never works. You almost never see that anyway. But who knows? Maybe. Next up, we got what's this called? The Shiunji Family Children. Okay. Arata has never had a girlfriend, but he has 5 sisters and a brother. One day his father reveals that he and his siblings aren't related by blood. Now all bets are off, and Arata's future promises to be rather nerve-wracking. I've heard of this. Now I'm good. Next up, we've got Shouminshin series, 2nd season. Shouminshin. Oh, Shoshimin. Shoshimin. Huh. This is a series I think that all of my friends have been pestering me to watch. But this does not sound... Hold on. Wow, this is not what I expected it to be at all. That's very interesting. I think I'm gonna start this series. and who knows, maybe I will find it absolutely amazing. Yeah, because I'm very curious after seeing the key visual for this one, and then also seeing the key visual for the first season. I am very curious now. Next up, we got Mobile Suit Gundam GQs. God, I fucking hate anime titles sometimes. This is so fucking stupid, but I can't help but like be kind of excited about this. This is Studio Kara tackling Gundam. This is like the closest thing we've gotten to an Evangelion series since Neon Genesis Evangelion. And yes, I don't count the movies as an Evangelion series. I count them as an Evangelion movie. So that's why I say that, it's the first time we've been treated to a Evangelion since 1996. Amate Yuzuriha is a high school student living peacefully in a space colony floating in outer space when she meets a war refugee named Nyan. Amate is drawn into the illegal mobile suit dueling sport known as Clan Battle. Under the entry name Machu, she throws herself into fierce battle day after day, piloting the GQs. Then an unidentified Gundam mobile suit pursued by both the Space Force and the police appears before her, along with its pilot, a boy named Shuji. Now their world is about to enter a new era. So here's the thing. I have such a limited experience with Gundam. I respect it for, lasting the test of time. I'm like 10 episodes into the original, and I think it's pretty good. I just haven't watched it lately, and I probably should continue it. But, I'm not really, the biggest Gundam geek out there, and so, honestly, the whole series, it confounds me, because I know it's the basic questions, but, what's the timeline situation like, man? Where does this one fit? I know that, a girl from Mercury, I think it's what it was called, that one is its own timeline, but, is that just how all the series are nowadays? Or they just kind of make a new timeline for every new series? Or does it all fit together? I don't know. And I don't care enough to find out. So, whatever. Next up, we've got Summer Pockets. This is a series that is based on a visual novel by Key, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yep, it was originally created by Key, which is a very interesting fact because Key created some of the best emotionally devastating stories in anime. Clanad was also created by Key. Canon, as much as I don't really like Canon, it was also created by Key. So this I haven't played the game yet. I really should, but it's always so fucking expensive. I'm not spending $60 for a VN. I'm sorry. I don't care how good it is. And that's coming from someone who's making a VN. I'm not gonna spend $60. I'm not gonna spend the same amount of money that I would spend on a Grand Theft Auto game on a VN. I'm sorry. That's just not something that I'm prepared to do. So I usually wait for them to go on sale. That's just the truth of the matter, guys. To help manage his recently deceased grandmother's effects, the protagonist Takahara Hairi travels to Tori Shirojima during his summer vacation. As he gets off the ferry boat, he spots a lone girl standing on the pier, a girl who simply gazes into the distance as her long hair flutters in the wind. He looks at the girl in utter bewilderment, but before he realizes that she can no longer be found anywhere, Hairi finds himself starting to adjust to life on the island, surrounded by nature far lusher than anything he has ever come across back in the city. Time seems to flow by casually on this island, and as it does, memories of something nostalgic keep coming back to him. Memories of something he has long forgotten. So that's interesting. I think that I will definitely give this one a shot just because of the pedigree that it has. I think that it's probably going to be a very emotionally devastating anime. Whether it's any good, though, is to be seen. So I guess I'll just find out with, in due time. Uma Musume Cinderella Grey, fuck that. We're not watching the Horse Girls, no. No, we're not doing that. Look, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. No. Bad bits and bobs. No. Next up, we got Mono. We got Mono. The Mono manga is centered around high school girls who belong to the Cinephoto Club, which is a combination photography club and video research club set around Kofu City, Yamanashi Prefecture. The girls go about their daily lives using cameras tied to kites, action cameras, and even drones around the city and prefecture. You know what? That sounds so mundane, but it sounds actually kind of interesting. I ain't gonna lie. It's just gonna be like a bunch of camera bros or camera girlies, using GoPros and shit. That actually sounds kind of interesting. I might check that out. Next up, we've got Apocalypse Hotel. Okay, interesting. You got me curious. Let's see. The Earth where mankind has disappeared and civilization has collapsed. In a world of ruined towns and revived nature, one historic hotel remains. It's called the Has-Been Hotel. 0 customers currently staying, 0 customers planning to stay today, 0 homepage views yesterday, goal not reached. This is the story that unfolds in a hotel where humanity has disappeared. Okay, interesting. I actually might give that one a check. That actually sounds pretty interesting. Yaiba, Samurai Legend by Wit Studio. What? The protagonist, Yaiba, is a wild samurai boy who trains in the jungle with his father, Kenjiro. By chance, Yaiba returns to Japan where he meets his rival, Takashi Onimaru, who has the same samurai spirit as Yaiba in a new training ground. Yaiba is living a life of serious competition, but when Onimaru obtains the legendary demon sword, he is on a journey full of spectacle and great adventure. Okay. Interesting. It's Wit Studio. So it's probably really good, and most of the things that they touch are brilliant, so I am open to the possibilities. I will say maybe. Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers? Wait, hold on, what? There's a fucking Guilty Gear Strive anime? After the decline of the once robust fields of science and technology, a new energy source known as magic fuels the modern era. Humanity creates forbidden biological weapons, gears. It's just a fucking Guilty Gear anime? Dude, that's so fucking... That's hype. Okay, I just bought Strive. I have not played any of them except for Strive. That's so fucking hype. I'm in. I don't have to read the whole thing. Guilty Gear is hype. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of like fighting games, but like it's a hype fighting series. Okay, I'm so in. Nazutoki wa Dinner no Ato Day by Madhouse. Hold on. What is this? The Dinner Table Detective. Huh. Reiko is a rich heiress to a zaibatsu, but she chose to work as a detective. She resents her superior Kazamatsuri, who always seems to be making illogical deductions that causes murder cases to become cold cases. One day, her butler suddenly announces her retirement, and he chooses Kageyama as his replacement. Reiko realizes that Kageyama's deduction skills are very good after Kageyama solved the seemingly unsolvable mystery. After that, whenever Reiko meets an unsolvable case, she would lay out the details of the case for Kageyama, and he would explain to her how that particular case is solved after dinner. After every case, Kageyama also explains to Reiko some universal truth or human nature that led to each crime. Huh. Interesting. It's Madhouse, and like with Wit Studio, usually Madhouse stuff is pretty good, so I'm gonna definitely... give that one a shot. But what is this about a Shaft anime? What? Oh boy. Ninja to Koreshiya no Futarigarashi. What does this translate to? Ninja and assassin living together? The story of Ninja to Koreshiya, no Futarigarashi follows Satoko, a ninja who escapes from her village and is saved by a passing high school girl, Konoha, when she collapses in the city. Satoko's pursuers close in, but much to their and Satoko's surprise, Konoha holds her own against them, since her true identity is that of an assassin. Oh, again, it's Shaft. I'm gonna watch it because it's Shaft. Even Shaft's worst stuff, I usually have a decent time watching. So like, I'm in. Hibi wa Sugirero Meshi Umashi. Or Food for the Soul. This might be fun. An original animation about the daily lives of 5 girls who have just become university students. We actually have they're not high school students. That's what I've been begging for, more anime about people who are not in high school. And yeah, it's still school, but at least it's a step up. It's a start. They love delicious food, want to have lots of fun with everyone, and try their best to study, so they're enjoying university life to the fullest. Oh, and this PA works. Oh shit, son. Yes, we're watching that. That's gonna be cute as a fucking button. So honestly, it seems to be we've got some winners here. You know, there's going to be some good stuff. You know, maybe it's not as good as some of the past seasons that we've had the last year or two, but it does have some winners that I'm really excited for. The top for me is clearly going to be Fire Force Season 3. I'm very excited for that myself. Lazarus is a for sure. Eventually I'll watch it, and I only say that eventually because I know that it's an Adult Swim show, and I don't know how their streaming stuff works. I think it's on Max, but I'm not 100% certain. Vigilante's definitely gonna watch that. Witch Watch, I'm actually for sure. That looks really cute. Kowloon Generic Romance, oh yeah, that's definitely getting on my watch list. Shoshimin, I'm gonna watch season 1, and then I'll be ready for that when it airs. GQs, I'm definitely watching that. Summer Pockets, hell yeah. I'm trying to think of Apocalypse Hotel. I said I was gonna watch that. Guilty Gear Strive, hell yeah, of course. Hell yeah, bro. The Madhouse Detective anime, that doesn't have an English title yet. The P8 Works anime about food, hell yeah, fuck yeah. And that might be all of the major ones that I'm for sure going to be watching this season. So now that I've told you kind of what I think about these shows, now it's your turn. What do you think about this stuff? What are your top 5 anime this season that you're most excited about? And let me know why in the comments. You know, I really want to engage a more back and forth with my audience here. I feel like, you know, we often don't get a chance to really talk face to face. Most of the time it's just me yelling into the ether and someone comments, and it's usually on my interview with Caitlin Myers. But the you know, I want to engage in a more back and forth with you, the bits and bobs, and so that for that reason I am inviting you to respond in the comments. But also, you know, if you get to this point, go down to the description of this video and you're gonna find a link to join the Bits and Bobs Discord server. I know there's a Discord server for everything nowadays, and I get it. You don't want to have 100 servers. I get it. But if you're interested in really diving deep into the Bits and Bobs and like really starting to just talk to us about anime, video games, movies, music, TV, all sorts of nerd shit, you know, definitely consider joining that server and just engage with us. You know, I really wanted to invite you all to just just help the channel and gain a community while you're at it. So that being said, though, another thing I want to mention is just something I want to start talking about every time I get a chance. As I said earlier in the video, I am developing a video game with the help of some friends, and we are in need of your eyes and your ears. The studio is called Chaos Texture Games. The title is called Void Obscura. It was called The Intermind Legacy I Am the Darkness. We have recently undergone a rebranding. It is now called Void Obscura, and you can find more information about it in the description of this video. I will leave it there, but you know, go check it out and let me know what you think. There's a free demo available on Steam. The demo is still under the name of The Intermind Legacy I Am the Darkness, though it will be changed as of the next demo. So just keep that in mind when you download the demo. In the meantime, this has been Pixcelation, reminding each and every one of you to stay pixelated. And I'll see you next time.